On three.
1, 2, 3! I'll get you back for this!
Number 2. Definitely not.
You know a name I've always wanted?
Tyrone?
Boo!
Lame!
Backup! Requesting backup! Ah!
Grab your metaphorical handcuffs, folks, because the rap sheet we're about to slap on Dipper and Mabel Pines is longer than Old Man McGucket's beard. So, picture this. You mumble one helpful spell from Journal 3 to impress a couple of skeptical feds, and the next thing you know, the Mystery Shack's front lawn becomes an all-night brain buffet. That's Dipper in Scary-oke. One panicked chant, one hand clawing up from the soil, and suddenly gravity falls on everyone. While partygoers sprint, Suze gets chomped and starts lurching around moaning,
Can I eat your brains? Yay or nay? Seeing some yay faces over here.
Grunkle Stan smashes through a window with a baseball bat, because of course he owns one, but the attic still turns into a last stand zombie bunker. Then Mabel discovers the fine print. Zombies pop like water balloons if you hit them with a 3-part harmony. Translation: rooftop karaoke time. She drags the boys outside, cues the smoke machine, and screeches,
We're Love Patrol Alpha!
The trio launches into the ultimate Undead Slayer anthem, taking over midnight, and every power chord detonates another cranium. Imagine High School Musical remade by George A. Romero. Glitter, guts, exploding heads, and a confetti cannon finale because Mabel never misses an aesthetic. Come dawn, the yard looks like a butcher shop hit by a tinsel bomb. Inside, Dipper's mid-apology tour ends when Stan shrugs, fingers crossed behind his back, and lets the kid keep the journal, strictly for self-defense. Right on cue, Zombie Suze staggers in chanting,
Birds! Birds!
Holy Moses! Wait!
And Dipper whips out a totally legitimate cure.
There's a page in here about curing zombification. It's gonna take a lot of formaldehyde.
Because nothing says medical science like seasonal spices. Verdict: raising an army of corpses, blowing zombie skulls across the county line, and letting your handyman stay undead for half an episode? Anywhere else, that's hard time. In Gravity Falls, it's just Tuesday night entertainment. Buckle up, the rap sheet only gets weirder from here. The Mystery Fair is supposed to be a slice of summer innocence. Cotton candy, rigged games, and Grunkle Stan slapping counterfeit safety stickers on the rides because, as he helpfully reminds the twins,
When there's no cops around, anything's legal.
but Dipper turns that casual fraud into a full-blown felony the instant he swipes time traveler Blendon Blandon's tape measure gizmo and starts rewinding the day like a bored Netflix user. His goal? Erase the millisecond where he beamed Wendy with a carnival ball and cleared a path for Robbie's sleazy snow cone charm. Wendy's super enthusiastic,
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so.
so Dipper keeps smashing the temporal reset button. Never mind that every reset also lets Mabel relive her glorious victory in the Guess the Pig's Weight booth and bond with her new bacon-flavored BFF, Waddles. With each redo, the crimes escalate. Petty theft, that time device, assault, poor Wendy's eye, and eventually straight-up terrorism when Mabel, furious that Pacifica steals Waddles in the perfect timeline, rage hops them to the Oregon Trail and teaches pioneers about light-up sneakers and women's suffrage centuries early. In the legal world, that's called chronological contamination, aka messing with the foundations of society. Still, Mabel insists,
But what about Waddles? He was my soulmate!
and hey, who among us hasn't jeopardized causality for a meet cute with a 15-pound pig? Meanwhile, Blendon, now framed for every glitch, gets hauled off by the Time Paradox Avoidance Enforcement Squad, vowing,
I'll get you for this! I'll go back in time and make sure your parents never meet!
translation, attempted pre-birth manslaughter. So add conspiracy and threats across space-time to the charge sheet. By the time Dipper finally chooses Mabel's happiness over his own crush, the fairground is a knot of paradoxes. Dunk tank lasers from the future, Robbie's pants shrunk by boiling water, and Stan finally dunked by a cosmic cop with an arm cannon. If Gravity Falls had a judge who wasn't a literal cat in a powdered wig, both twins would be doing hard time in some warp-proof cell. Lucky for them, and for us, they just get a stern warning from a giant time baby. Because in this town, the infant actually rules the courthouse. Justice is weird here. Bottom line, weaponized tape measures plus preteen hormones equals a rap sheet long enough to wrap the Ferris wheel. Jail might not hold Dipper and Mabel, but let's be real. You'd totally watch them try to tunnel out with a stolen screwdriver and a squealing pig accomplice. Remember that summer when Mabel's fangirl energy went from aw cute to call the cops? It starts with Dipper and Wendy rolling their eyes at several times, calling them...
Mabel, you know all those boy bands are fake, right?
Dipper's right. They're just a manufactured product of the bloated corporate music industry.
Which leaves Mabel sputtering glittery rage. Fast forward to the sold-out concert. Our sweater queen and her squad slip backstage, crack open a padlock, and discover the glossy heartthrobs are literally clones crammed in a cage. Their sleazy producer stomps in and snarls,
As for the rest of you, remember, you can always be replaced by your brothers.
Yep, Gravity Falls sweatshops its boy bands. Who knew? Naturally, Mabel's reaction isn't alert the authorities, it's stuff the prisoners in a duffel bag and sprint. Back at the Mystery Shack attic, she whispers,
Guys, it's not safe out there. Ergman's still looking for you.
What do we do? Oh, dang! I'm scared!
In the meantime, you can stay here with us.
while Candy and Grenda exchange the universal uh-oh look. What begins as a slumber party with sentient Ken dolls spirals into full-blown hostage scenario. Mabel schedules dance practice, feeding times, and just maybe a forced marriage to Leggy P. Every time the clones hint at freedom, Mabel's smile twitches.
Finally got them to sleep. Poor Greggy C. He tried to eat a tape dispenser.
Girl, that's not cute. That's a felony. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Dipper's busy cracking Robbie's mixtape, blissfully unaware his twin has become the Napoleon of bubblegum pop. When producer Ergman Bratzman shows up flashing legal threats, Mabel lies through her braces, kicks Candy and Grenda out, and doubles down on security, because nothing says friendship like unlawful restraint. Eventually, the clones sing her a thank you ballad, Stockholm Syndrome the musical, melting her icy glitter grip just long enough for reality to slap her with a key change. She sobs, sets the boys free into the woods, where, let's be honest, they'll survive about 3 minutes, and apologizes to her actual human friends. Verdict? Kidnapping, false imprisonment, destruction of private property, and 1 count of accidental cloning conspiracy. If Gravity Falls had a functional legal system, Mabel would be trading bedazzled sweaters for an orange jumpsuit. But hey, you can't spell several times without several crimes, right? Too soon? Nothing says impress the cool teens like a little late-night B&E, right? Dipper's barely cleared puberty, but the second Wendy dares him to hang, he MacGyvers a fake ID out of a library card and shoe lifts, then drags Mabel into the abandoned dusk to dawn convenience store. A concrete coffin the locals describe with a shrug and
Try murder. Some folks died in there. The place has been haunted ever since.
This town has such a colorful history.
ghost tour chic. The rusted shutters screech open.
Chill out, man. It's not as bad as it looks.
Sure, if you're into rancid jerky aisles and blood-red exit signs that flicker like Morse code warnings. Seconds later, Mabel spots a toppled slurp juice machine and pitches an idea worthy of a misdemeanor. Impromptu soda skating. The twins cannonball across the sticky tiles, shrieking, while neon goo sluices into the floorboards. Perfect accelerant for the fire that's coming. Phase 2 of the crime spree? Vandalism with a side of unlawful restraint.
Welcome to your graves, young trespassers.
Pro tip: when the corpse of a retail jingle speaks, you listen. Instead, our duo doubles down. Mabel summons 2 retail worker poltergeists with unfinished paychecks. They manifest by flinging hostess cakes like shuriken and staple gunning teens to ceiling tiles. Dipper's master plan? Torch the inventory. He punts a candle into a puddle of leaked fuel. Instant arson, courtesy of a 13-year-old boy with sibling approval issues. The climax is less rescue mission, more demolition derby. Translation: insurance isn't covering squat. Let's tally the rap sheet. Felony burglary, wanton destruction of historic property, reckless endangerment, involuntary confinement, and arson by scented candle. In any normal county, Dipper and Mabel would be swapping jail commissary pudding cups for ghost stories. In Gravity Falls, they get street cred, a ruined convenience store, and precisely 0 adult supervision. Stay tuned, our favorite felons are just warming up the getaway cart. So picture this, the twins are minding their own business when Seuss whips out a tape measure and drops the bomb.
Yep, she's got exactly 1 millimeter on you. What?
Driven by pint-sized rage, our boy digs through Journal 3 and MacGyver's a flashlight rigged with height-swapping forest crystals. One pink zap, and he's suddenly the bigger twin, until Mabel side-eyes him.
There's a wizard in this closet, isn't there? Isn't there?
What? No!
Cue a sibling laser tag of growth spurts until Lil Gideon crashes in, swiping the flashlight and shrinking the twins to mason jar action figures. He even drops Mabel into a bag of gummy koalas, because if you're facing tiny doom, why not add a sugar coma? Gideon, ever the Southern Napoleon, twirls his mustache. Not just revenge, he wants the whole mystery shack, secret bunker and all. Some kids collect Pokemon, Gideon collects real estate. He parades his pocket-sized captives home, but Dipper unleashes an air horn blast straight to the ear. The only legal weapon when you're 2 inches tall. Honestly louder than most felony alarms. Meanwhile, Stan refuses Gideon's ransom demand. So the turret-toting twerp storms the shack, shrinks Suze by mistake, and hunts Stan through a hall of mirrors like a deranged funhouse Napoleon. Inside Gideon's shirt, the mini trio burrows tickle torture style. Armpit assault, anyone? And Stan literally rolls the villain out the front door. Freedom! But wait. Crystal shards on the floor rearrange themselves into a glowing Help Suze. Best SOS ever. The twins scramble to superglue the rock and unshrunk their handyman before someone mistakes him for a novelty keychain. All while reflecting on the real crime here. Seriously, where is Gravity Falls Juvenile Hall when you need it? Picture it, a lazy Gravity Falls afternoon, until Grunkle Stan boots Waddles the pig out where he belongs and snaps at the twins to quit fussing. Mabel's squeal of panic meter red lines that the yard gate clicks.
And now, thanks to you, my pig could be dead! Waddles could be dead!
Mascara already melting faster than a snowman in July. Girls got priorities. Stan just shrugs.
Look, he's an animal. He belongs outside.
Wow, Your Honor, open and shut case of pig endangerment right there. Naturally, Dipper launches a rescue op that steamrolls every federal trespass sign on the map, dragging Mabel, Seuss, and an ever-grumbling Stan straight into the condemned Gravity Falls mines. Inside, it's all rotten planks, bat guano, and, surprise, primeval fossils still sporting that Jurassic chic musk. Seconds later, a mother pterodactyl snatches Waddles like he's the world's cutest bacon-wrapped jalapeno, and the chase is on. Seuss tries to play zoologist, flashing his flashlight up at the razor-beaked nightmare.
Pronounced pterodactyl!
Thanks, buddy. Real helpful while we're all dying. Stan, never the subtle type, charges. Dipper's jaw hits the mineshaft floor.
He's punching him in the face!
Yep, assaulting an endangered species. Add it to the rap sheet. When fists fail, Seuss remembers a dino fun fact he read on the back of a cereal box.
What? A pterodactyl's eyes are so far apart that if you stand right in front of it, it can't see you.
Cue the gang crab walking under its snout while it pecks air like a malfunctioning Roomba. Finally, after a gravity-defying minecart roller coaster, Waddles is yanked free, the pterodactyl careens into a load-bearing pillar, and the whole tunnel collapses behind our totally not licensed spelunkers. Property damage? Check. Dino harassment? Double check. Mabel hugs her pig, Stan declares the day good cardio. Moral? If endangering wildlife, kidnapping fossils, and demolishing public land were Olympic events, the Pines twins would be taking home the gold. Plus, you know, about 20 to life. But hey, at least Waddles got a story to oink about. Dipper's smooth operator master plan for the Mystery Shack party starts out like a rom-com and ends like a misdemeanor manufacturing ring. First, our boy literally photocopies himself. Because why choose between guarding the ticket stand and wooing Wendy when you can break several laws of nature at once? The first duplicate pops out, tips his hat, and instantly brands himself
Tyrone?
That's right, same 12-year-old angst, now in bulk packaging. With Tyrone punching tickets, Dipper sneaks inside only to spot Robbie hovering around Wendy like a lovesick vulture. Solution? Create 2 more copies to borrow Robbie's bike so he'll chase it. Grand theft cycle courtesy of the Pines twins. Things spiral faster than a jammed copier. Upstairs, Dipper and Tyrone debate next moves but freeze when Wendy appears, asking if they can just talk like normal people. Define normal, Wenster. Dipper blurts out awkward trivia, the clones hiss that he's veering off script, and suddenly he's hog-tied in a broom closet by his own Xerox army. Meanwhile, downstairs, Mabel is busy destroying Pacifica in a hardest partier contest, proving that glitter-powered mayhem runs in the family. Back upstairs again, the real Dipper and the misprints stage a hallway showdown. Fists, clipboard penalties, and the tragic appearance of Paper Jam Dipper, a copy so wrinkled he crackles when he screams. If body horror were illegal, they'd be doing 10 to life. The melee floods into the attic rafters, then the backyard. And remember, every clone dissolves on contact with liquid, so one stray sprinkler basically equals a mass homicide. At last, only OG Dipper and Tyrone survive long enough to share a rooftop root beer. Tyrone, wobbling like a melting popsicle, raises his soda for a toast before bubbling away.
Remember what we talked about? Of course. Hey, and quit being such a wimp around Wendy, okay?
Cue Dipper tearing up his obsessive checklist. Step 28, don't melt your brother, definitely failed, and trudging back to the dance floor to actually live. Verdict? Multiple counts of identity fraud, kidnapping of yourself, property damage, and accessory to petty larceny. If Gravity Falls had a functioning jail, Dipper would already be in the lineup, assuming the cops could tell which copy to cuff. Pro tip, hose them first, ask questions later. Alright, partners in crime watching, we've racked up necromancy, time tampering, boy band trafficking, ghost arson, laser-powered shrinkage, dino punching, and a Xerox coup, and that's just the highlights. As Stan loves to bark, no refunds when the chaos bill comes due, so here's where you step in. Which felonies did we miss? The time Dipper nearly vaporized the town with a doomsday magnet? Mabel's glitter bomb sabotage of Gnome's wedding plans? Drop your own warrants in the comments like Sue's dropping snack cakes because, seriously, what are you waiting for, Suze? Yeah, that quote works for you too. And if the universe ever feels too calm, remember Bill Cipher's helpful PSA. Reality is an illusion. Buy gold.